Hello, I'm Pencil50, and if there's one thing that I'm good at, besides making kick-ass videos, of course, my videos are really kick-ass. Yeah. It's writing. I love to write, love to create, and love to tell stories that I made. All right. But most importantly, I love to see the end result. I mean, that's the most amazing part of the fan fiction, isn't it? Seeing the end result, seeing what you created, and what, you know. But sadly, there's lots of fan fictions out there that, just by reading them once through, you can tell that people sometimes don't, just don't put their whole hearts and soul into it. Alright? In other words, they create some of the shittiest garbage on the face of the earth that has ever been vomited out of the mankind of oblivion. Alright? This is my little handy-dandy guide on how to create good fan fiction. Alright? Alright. Here we go. Alright, the first step is pretty simple, yet it's the hardest one of all. Learn how to write. You can't believe how many shitty fanfictions I've read that the main problem is that the writer doesn't know how to write at all, alright? And now, look, I wasn't born a good writer. It took me years to find out the right techniques, how to describe things properly, and a lot, alright? I'll admit that, alright? But if you want to know how to write properly, then just watch this video. But this video will be pointless unless you take it to heart, alright? Unless you actually listen to it and learn from it, alright? I can shout at you all I want, but it won't make a single difference unless you take it to heart, alright? So, let's begin. First off, describe everything. This is a problem that everyone has, or that most people has with writing fanfiction, even me sometimes, alright? Describe everything. Alright? I know you know what the characters look like in a given series if you're doing fan fiction, but by describing them, you bring them to life. Take that extra mile to say that Goku is yellow, blondish, spiky hair instead of just saying it's Goku. Alright? And don't try to compare your fan fiction with any other given series. Alright? That's just dumb. Alright? Don't say they fell backwards anime style with a huge sweat drop. That's just dumb. Say they fell over clumsily out of shock or something, You have to find a balance between too little description or too much description. Alright, but without description, no one's gonna care what really happens. Alright, in the story. Alright? Next, write believable dialogue. This is a huge problem here, alright? Dialogue is everything in most video games these days, which is what I do fanfictions for usually. And in movies and stuff, it's everything, period, And TV shows and stuff. Write believable dialogue. I want you to watch before you try this, I want you to go and watch any given episode of the Sailor Moon dub. Then watch any given second of The Godfather. That should speak for itself. Next, don't use gratuitous Japanese. I can't tell you how damn annoying it is to read a fanfiction that's done in Japanese. It's stupid, man. And you wouldn't believe how often it is that someone does something this stupid. Now look, alright, this rarely happens with European language or anything, but it seems cruel to write sentence in Japanese, alright? All you're doing by writing this in fanfiction sentence in unnecessary Japanese is making yourself look like a moron. Look, how distracting is it when you read a sentence that that reads as follows. Hi, Ramakun is a baka. See what I mean? I know what that means, but some people in the world might not, and the best and the highest language of the world is English, for God's sake. So, yeah. It's even worse when someone writes the outside of dialogue and into the description of the story. Oh, God help me, you know. You know, that back button's there for a reason for fanfictions like that. Alright? And finally, show, don't tell. Actions speak louder than words. Alright? Don't show, or don't tell us the character's doing it. Show us him doing it. Alright, let's use a popular example. Goku. Let's use a different popular example. Naruto. Alright? If I just said that, Naruto was beating up Orochimaru, heaven help us if that ever actually happens, then it wouldn't turn you on very much. But if I showed you just how much he is in the description, you know, what he's doing, you know, his attacks, Orochimaru's reaction, Naruto's reaction, dude, then you'd be screaming at the TV like, I was getting there, you idiot, he hurt your friends. So you can't let him get away with that. Don't let him live. Forget I just said that. Anyways, compare the two sentences. Lucy was a slob. Lucy's room was filled with particles of unfolded clothing scattered sloppily all over the floor. That should be. Okay, now that you know how to write properly, surely it's time for you to start writing fanfiction, right? Oh no, not yet. Now it's time to choose a particular series to do the fanfiction on. Now, chances are that if you're doing this fanfiction, you probably have had a particular series in mind before you even start writing the fanfiction, alright? But you need to truly understand what you're dealing with here. You have to understand the world that they're living in, alright? Understand what it's like and what big events might happen in there and how it might affect them in the world, alright? Like wars, you know, uprisings, natural disasters, things like that, alright? And if you're doing a crossover, like pairing or something, you have to understand what both series lives in, and if it'd be good to cross over or not. Like, let's take Dragon Ball Z and Sailor Moon, a popular crossover pairing. Now they obviously aren't anywhere in the same universe, alright? Sailor Moon obviously takes place in the modern era, when Dragon Ball Z takes place in God knows where. Look, you know, I mean, DBZ has talking animals. Does Sailor Moon have talking animals except that one cat? Whatever. Let's try a different series. Try and put the melancholy of Haruhi Suzumiya in the same universe as, say, Fushugi Yugi, which would make sense, alright? Kyon complains that nothing interesting ever happens till he meets Haruhi. But at the beginning of Fushugi Yugi, it's obvious that there's giant birds flying around town, alright? If that's normal, I don't know anything anymore, alright?